What is up, world? Your boy, guy named Ty, reporting live from the MITM podcast. And I don't know if y'all have heard of this idea before. I'm pretty sure I talked about it during budgeting, but it's important to pay yourself first. Run my intro.
Caught up in them bright lights, lost the shiny things that's golden. Everything ain't always what it seems, let it soak in. Chasing my dreams, coming apart at my seams. Best believe that the money is the motive.
All right. Welcome back to episode 25 of the MITM podcast, baby. Episode 25. Guys, we're almost at episode 30. Can you believe it? We're almost at episode 30. I'm so excited to be so close to breaking that number, and I'm honestly really proud of my consistency, because I've tried to start podcasts, YouTube channels, everything before, but I've never been this consistent. Like the YouTube thing, it'll happen eventually, but it's like setting up the cameras and doing the video editing. It's not as nice as just being like, boom, record, call it a day, you know? Like I'm great when it comes to audio, and my musical background has helped me a lot. So I should have done podcasts a lot sooner. But anyways, enough of me rambling. Pay yourself first. What does that even mean? What does it look like? Well, I remember there was a story, and it's kind of funny. I don't remember everything from the story, but I remember the main concepts. And so there's a young man who went to the wisest and the most wealthy man in the town. And he talked to him went there to ask him, how can I become wealthy? How can I become rich? You're the richest man in our entire city. How did you do it? And the old man looks at this young gentleman and says, well, tell me, sir, what do you do with your money when you get it? And he said, well, when I get my money, first I pay for my home, and I pay for my horse and carriage, and I pay for my food. And there's this beautiful maiden, and I take her places. I go out with her. I'm in the process of courting her. I'd like to make her my wife one day, and so that's kind of what I spend my money on. And this older gentleman was like, well, son, it would appear that you pay everyone else, but you forgot about the most important person to pay. And the young man's like, who is that? Who am I forgetting to pay? Like, I pay all my bills. I don't have any debts. And the old gentleman said, well, you forgot to pay yourself. And the young man was so confused. He's like, what do you mean pay myself? He's like, well, you put everyone else ahead of you, when what you should be doing is paying yourself money on a monthly basis, so that, or every single time that money comes into your hand, into your purse, you should be putting that money to work for you so that it works harder for you than it ever could before. And the young man was so confused. He's like, what do you mean pay myself? And this older gentleman shakes this young man. Hey, listen, you need to set something up with which you are developing out more money. You're making your money make babies for you. There's this amazing thing called compounding. And the compounding is just saying that, hey, on every dollar that goes in, I get 10 cents back. And then now it's $1.10. So I get 10 more cents. I get 11 cents back next time. And right now I'm going to explain compounding in a horrible way. But another way to look at it is another story. So yes, we paid ourselves first. Great. We've made the decision to pay ourselves first because we want our money to work harder than we do. Instead of saying, hey, I'm going to go on a shopping spree with all of my money and pay all of the stores, and I'm going to go to the bookstore and pay all the book people, and I'm going to do it for everyone else. I'm not going to pay myself at all. We're going to say, hey, when I get money, when I get my check, 10% of whatever comes to me belongs to me, and I'm going to use it in a way that it will make me more money first and foremost. Okay? So there was the man who invented chess. The man who invented chess went to the emperor and showed him this wonderful game of strategy and thought and wit and skill. And the emperor was so pleased that he said, "Sir, I will pay you whatever you ask for. Whatever you ask for." And the man said, "Well, I only want one thing. I would simply like some rice." Emperor said, "Rice? Oh, okay, no problem. Here, everyone, how much rice? Get this gentleman some rice. How much rice would you like, sir?" And the gentleman said, "I would only like for you to place 1 grain of rice on the first square of the board." And the emperor said, "Huh, that's it?" And the gentleman said, "Well, I would also like you to put 2 grains of rice on the second square of the board." And the king said, "Huh, I can do that. That's pretty easy." And the gentleman said, "I would like 4 on the third and 8 on the fourth, and so on until the full 64 squares are covered." The emperor said, "A chessboard full of rice? I can definitely do that." And he didn't actually think about how much rice it was. You see, in the second row, things got a little bit crazy. There was 32,000 grains of rice. By the 21st square, he owed over 1,000,000 grains. By the 41st, it was over 1,000,000,000,000 grains, which is more that he or his subjects or the subjects of any king anywhere had. I don't know if y'all have heard of this before, but Einstein says that compounding is the 8th wonder of the world. Watching your money double is so beautiful. But the only way that's going to happen is if you actually take paying yourself first seriously. If you don't consider putting away money for yourself to make your purse fat, and you always rely on other people, or you think that life is always going to be sunshine and rainbows, then you're never going to be ready for a rainy day. And we never know when those days will come. That's why I'm even sharing this information with the infinite banking, because especially while we're going through hard times, it would be great to be able to create our savings account, our investment account, or our emergency fund account in a way that doesn't interrupt our compounding. Everybody needs a savings and emergency fund no matter what, just right off the bat. Because these things come up in our lives and it drains our account, it drains our money. In the course I'm taking right now, one of the teachers said, "Don't wait until you're thirsty to dig your well." Do not wait until you're thirsty to dig your well. And he was talking about building relationships and connecting with other content creators and how to actually develop out your brand in a way that's meaningful. So you're not like, "Hey guys, now I'm launching this product. Now I'm trying to make all these friends and connect with people." Build those relationships long in advance so they're genuine. But the same thing goes for so many aspects in our lives. Don't wait until you need money to then go and set yourself up to have money in reserves for the emergency. Don't wait until you have to pull it out of a home equity line of credit, which will put your house at risk. Don't wait to get that critical illness coverage and take care of your health first. Don't wait until you're sick to go and look for it. That's like saying, "Hey, I'm not gonna pay for car insurance until after I get in the accident." It's ridiculous. So anyway, that's it for my rant today. I just wanted to talk to you guys about the importance of paying yourself first. And it's not just about, I just want to clarify, it's not just about putting money aside to pay yourself first. It's about taking preemptive actions on all these different aspects of your life. Yes, you want to invest early and often. You want to make sure that you invest in your health early and often. You want to make sure that you give time and put time aside for yourself early and often. And once you do all of these things, you honestly have more to be able to show up and give more to others. And maybe in the short term, you may have to make some sacrifices. But trust me, the sacrifices you make now will benefit you for the future. And your children, and your children's children. And the generations after that you probably don't care about. But anyways, I'm not going to get into that today. I hope you all have a powerful day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Give 'em that creme de la creme whenever I spit that hot shit.